Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casper the Boy Diviner, and today I wanted to do a kind of a deep dive, I guess, into this tarot, the Buddha Tarot by Robert M. Place. This is a currently out of print deck. I heard rumors about it coming back along with a thicker guidebook, but I have not seen that come up again. I was unable to get that guidebook because it was crazy expensive because it's out of print, but I managed to get this deck. It's not the best condition because it is a used deck, and not only used by me but by someone else. So if you see any wonkiness, you know, it's a used deck, it's not new. Okay, I just thought it would be a good time to actually talk about this just in case that deck comes out, and if not, at least you guys can, you know, have a taster about this deck and see if it ever comes out, if it's something you'll be interested in. Okay, so this is the Fool card, Descent from Tusita Heaven. This is actually Siddhartha before he was incarnated in his mother's body, in his mother's womb. His mother was dreaming about white elephants and other omens before she gave birth to him, and this is like signifying of that. A Sita, the seer, is someone who came to look at Siddhartha when he was born, when he was young, and foretold the future that Siddhartha would actually either become a powerful emperor, really good at uniting India, or a religious master. So he kind of predicted those two outcomes and said that he was more likely to become a religious master. This was told to his parents, Maya, the mother, the high priestess in a way, but this is basically Siddhartha's mother. So she is in the place of the high priestess here. This is Yasodhara, and this is actually Siddhartha's wife, who is really smart. She's really kind, she really wants to do well, and she's, you know, do well for the people. This is Siddhartha himself. This bow and arrow represents how he won the hand of his wife through some kind of archery competition. So here it says future empress and future emperor because they never actually got to become that kind of status because he left. Okay, Suddhodana, this is the father. So basically I'm going to move Asita aside. I just kind of want to build a family tree so you guys can kind of understand what's going on. Okay, this is the father, this is the mother. This is Siddhartha before he was incarnated. So basically he goes into his mother. So the father wants to keep Siddhartha away from all four sufferings, you know, illness, old age, poverty, all of that. So he kind of keeps Siddhartha in a palace, and this is that kind of emperor kind of closing up, making sure that, you know, people don't, protecting his child in that sense from all those badness. So that is a positive and a negative because Siddhartha doesn't know suffering. He was unable to really understand that kind of suffering because his father kept him away. So now the future empress, they got married. The lovers, this was the tough decision that Siddhartha had to make. Okay, not only that, but also the lovers themselves. But this was a tough decision because he had to, after he realized the four evils of the world, he had to decide whether he wanted to go find a way to resolve these evils or stay with his family, and which is lovely, you know, but he made the choice to leave. Some people say this is cruel, but in other parts of the world, other stories, Yasodhara is actually aware that he was going to go, and she actually helped him because she wants to help people as well. She wants to resolve the world's suffering, and she knows that all the charity she's done, that was not enough to save the world. Siddhartha's visit. So you can see that the majors are kind of out of order in that sense. They separated. This is the Hierophant as the father, High Priestess as the mother, which kind of makes sense, right? Because we normally look at 2 and 5. Sometimes we look at 1 and 2, but this also kind of makes sense. This is Siddhartha's visit, the chariot, just to show you guys. This is when he goes to visit the cities and actually experiences the evils. Karma. This is not exactly spoken of in the story of Siddhartha, but of course, as Buddhists, we all know karma exists in that sense, and it is sort of justice, but not really. Reincarnation, the wheel of life that, you know, Buddha wants to help us all break out of. We want to break out of this wheel. The old man and the sadhu. So this is like old age, and I can't remember, but let me check. Just to show you, this is the little booklet that comes with it. There's a larger book. So this is not the best book. There's a larger one that we should be using if we can. But yes, this is each one of the sides. So there's something that is old. Okay, so it needs to be alone or expressed need to be alone. The two figures on the card, each one representing the sights that Siddhartha saw in the city. Both are alone, looking in opposite directions. So there is the old man and the sadhu. So sadhu is here, a holy hermit who wandered through the country carrying a begging bowl. Despite his poverty, this man was calm and peaceful. So this kind of inspired Siddhartha to actually go out of the palace to find the resolution to suffering. So just to summarize again, because I was all over the place while looking for the answer in that sense, the old man represents old age, which is one of the evils. This is the hermit or the sadhu who kind of breaks through all the suffering and is actually at peace. Siddhartha cuts his hair. The invalid, this is the hanged man, but the invalid is about illness. There's another evil. Corpse, death, this is another evil. The middle path, this is what Siddhartha finds out in the end. This is the way out, because he tried both paths, the right hand path and the left hand path, and both were too they're both not prudent, you know, in that sense. Mara, the devil. So we're fighting Maras all the time. He comes to tempt Siddhartha's journey to find the solution. The flaming disc, the tower. So as Siddhartha touched the earth to ask her to defend him from Mara, this card can represent our own need to ask for help. So I'm guessing that when he touched the earth, this flaming disc came out to protect him away from Mara. Chakras, morning star. So we all know the chakras, even though it's not really, I don't really know the chakras as a Buddhist kind of thing. I know it exists, but I don't think it's something that is focused on. Vesak, the full moon. This is actually Siddhartha's birthday. Buddha and Sakti, the sun. I'm not sure, because of how it's drawn, it really feels like, you know, something really super sexual. I'm really not sure. I'm not familiar with the Sakti, so I'm going to take a look at the book as well again. So again, it's like an ideal marriage or partnership. So a marriage of conscious and unconscious or soulmates. I think that makes a lot of sense. When we are talking about, you know, even Western esotericism, where we are supposed to connect to our higher self, this is that higher self. Okay, so there's nothing really sexual about it. It's just drawn in this way to kind of show the meeting of opposites. You know, the first sermon, judgment. He awakens so many of his disciples within the first sermon, and White Tara, the world. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the majors all shown out. I'm gonna put all of this aside. And no, there's one more extra card. Parinirvana. So I guess this is another term for nirvana. Okay, so it's the death of the human Buddha and his total attainment of nirvana. So this is the ultimate reward. Okay, so this is beyond the world. To be honest, I like this deck, but I prefer the minors. I feel like the borders in the minors, I know people don't like borders, but can you compare this with this? I actually really enjoy the colored borders here. Okay. Let me continue to show the minors. I'm going to place the majors aside. Okay. So this is the Ace of Lotuses. Lotuses is like in the place of wands. I got really confused actually with the suits here, because sometimes I'm not sure why double Varya is cups, but we'll take a look. Two of Lotuses, you can see two people pouring out water. Three of Lotuses, hard work. All this, I feel like they all have a little bit of a myth behind them. He also mentions that the lotus is a symbol of Amitabha, which is true, but I don't know if Amitabha is really, the element is really fire, but so be it. So in the Tree of Lotuses is a person who's freeing a fish, and it's about love and compassion. The Four of Lotuses. Rest, commitment to love, partnerships. Five of Lotuses, this looks like a very calm, this is a mudra. A palm to show, you know, that kind of peacefulness. Even though the Five of Wands is really about inner conflict, I think this is like the power over inner conflict. This is the Abhaya Mudra, just to be clear. It represents protection, benevolence, and peace. This is the 6 of Lotuses, and this is actually a victory banner. The 7 of Lotuses. This is about anger, and when you respond to anger, you're falling into the clutches of a poisonous snake. So we do want to make sure that, you know, we don't keep fighting. This is like the message of strength. The 8 of Lotuses. I feel like all this have to do with like a similar allusions to meditation when we use like terms like we use like the monkey mind. So this is really about tending to your garden of thoughts. 9 of Lotuses, sacrifice. 10 of Lotuses is the golden wheel. A golden wheel, similar to the reincarnation card in the Majors. This is about renewal. Okay, so the peacock is the knights, Dakini is the pages, Sakti is the queen, and then the king is always a Buddha. Okay, beautiful cards. I really love the art so much. I need to do more research on what a Dakini is. Even though I'm a Buddhist, I don't remember hearing about Dakinis as much. We usually focus on the Buddha. We are part of the Pure Land lineage, so we kind of believe in Amitabha the most, hoping he will take us to the land of the West, where cultivation will be much simpler. So this is Pandara Sakti. Just really interesting because she reminds me of Guan Yin, and Amitabha is like the main Buddha, and Guan Yin is one of his disciples or his helpers. But that's in my understanding. This is not Guan Yin, definitely Pandara. Maybe we can do some research about that. Okay, next we're going to show you the Varyas, the Ace of Varyas, 2 of Varyas. So I love the pip-like nature, but the little bit of explanation with the symbols below. So this is a mudra of debate. It's a debate of words and not something physical, so that's really good. It's about respecting each other's opinions but being able to speak out your opinions for each other. Pain and emotional suffering for the 3 of Varyas, which is very suited to the 3 of Swords. The 4 of Varya, this is the Dhyana mudra, the mudra of meditation. This is how I put my hands together when I meditate actually. So it's really interesting. The 5 of Varya, something that needs fixing and healing. The ability to heal, really different from the 5 of Swords, you know. 6 of Varya, this is why I find it a bit hard to read sometimes. This is the precious umbrella. I think people call this also like the white parasol or something like that. It's about protection. The 7 of Varya, this is the typical 7 of Swords as well. The 8 of Varya, a constrained dog. There's a lot of restraint here, so it could mean restraint. It also can mean someone is blocking you or tying you up or have bound you. A 9 of Varya, this is fearful vision. This is like the nightmare, which is very in keeping with the 9 of Swords. The 10 of Varya, amazing. This card is amazing. Misfortune that has come to us through no fault of our own. Okay, so this is the Knights. I ordered them wrongly, but this is the Dakini, the Page, Lokana, and Exobia. Amazing art. I really love the art and love how Robert M. Place designed these figures. I like the flat colors actually more than any kind of shading colors. So it's beautiful. This is an unshakable Buddha, unmovable, and the clear vision one. Okay, but I'm not really familiar with these deities, so I don't want to talk too much about them. If you want, you can probably Google and learn more about these deities. They don't really come up in my practice, so I don't really have much knowledge of them. And sadly, I didn't do enough research before filming this, so forgive me for that. I just wanted to show you the cards. So this is the Ace of Double Varyas, and this is more of the cup suit. 2 of Double Varyas. And this card again means love and attraction, which is really standard. The unconscious waking up to the consciousness. 3 of Double Varyas, this is about support and guidance between 2 people or more. The 4 of Double Varyas, this is the pig. So there's a lot of talking about sloth, talking about ignorance. The 5 of Varya, this is spilled milk. A symbol of bad callousness. 6 of double Varyas, a mother tending to their child. Beautiful. It represents nurturing and it represents the childhood in the same 6 of Cups. 7 of double Varyas, this is the Varada Mudra, which is about charity, you know. 8 of double Varyas, this is the conch shell. It's about joyous music and sort of a wake-up call like the judgment card in traditional tarot. The 9 of double Varyas, this is the Bhumi Spara Mudra. It's about faith, resolution and confidence. 10 of double Varyas, beautiful symbol. I think this is called the lucky knot, just to be clear. And this is about connectedness between people. And then now the quartz again, the Garuda Visvadakini, Tara. I love Tara. I don't know if you watch my videos, but I have a green Tara tanka at the back, which I bought from Tibet when I visited. But this is more of a general Tara. Tara, there are many different colors. She appears in many different colors. If you remember in the majors, the world is actually white Tara. Yeah, I think we can move on to the final suit, the suit of jewels. Okay, the Ace of Jewels. The Two of Jewels, which is about polarity. You can see the sun and the moon in the card. The Three of Jewels is about creativity, art, working together, having support, both material and spiritual. The Four of Jewels. This person is sort of hoarding a bit, just like the Four of coins. The Five of Jewels, someone who is having all this darkness around him. This is illness, this is poverty. He is sitting down and asking for help. So this is also similar to the Five of Coins. The Six of Coins, or the Six of Jewels, I mean, this is generosity. Someone who has more can give to someone who has less. The Seven of Jewels is really about spiritual ascension. So it's not really the same as like, you know, waiting for something to happen. This is more of a working towards that progress. Up the stupa. The Eight of Jewels is also quite standard. It is that hardworkingness that you need to go through. The Nine of Jewels is the treasure vase. And this is a lot of the benefits of living here in this world. The Ten of Jewels. This is a cockerel, and this is about greed, you know, greed. So maybe too much. 10 of Jewels is too much compared to 9 of Jewels, which I always see. The horse, Ratna Dakini, and this is Ratna Sambhava. We'll put them all aside so you can have a beautiful look at these cards. The quartz are so beautiful. I really love the minors in this deck. Okay, I hope this walkthrough was interesting. I'm gonna lay some cards down so you guys can really see for yourself. I think some of the cards, I remember 1 or 2 of them were stained red, and I'm not sure where the red came from. I have a feeling it's the card backs. Somehow shedding color and affecting the others. Shuffling this deck is alright. This is a pretty standard card stock. I'm gonna riffle shuffle it to show you. I try not to read reversals with this deck, so I need to shuffle it carefully. Sometimes I forget. See, the backs are not reversible also, so it makes sense not to read this in a reversal as a reverse cards. One more time. Just laying the cards down here for you to see how beautiful it can be. I always feel like the majors kind of, because of the wider image, which is great I guess, but I kind of like the borders, the thick borders of color. That's so interesting. Everything has been minor, major, minor. Okay, I hope this was a fun walkthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye.